3.
Hey, episode 36. Woohoo!
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Coach. Hey, you want to tell them about Ron?
Oh, yeah. First things first. Ron is traveling, so not going to make it to the episode today. He will be back with us next week, but we do have a guest in with us.
Spencer, we'll talk
Vito?
about it in a second. First, we're going to talk about our T-shirts.
All right.
It's the Godfather. I had them made for the family. It was, what do you call that when you only care about males?
Patriarchy?
Yeah, patriarchy, not a matriarchy.
Patriarchy.
Only bought them for the males, the Grandolfo family, like the Godfather. All right. And Spencer, which we'll introduce in a moment, has his own shirt on for his deal. What do you have on, Clay?
Colors on that?
I have my waving bear in a tutu. Ta-da! Oh, wait, there we go. Whoa.
Is that actually like gold around the belt on that? Is that actually like sparkly?
It's yellow.
Okay.
And there's like a rose on it, a little bow with a rose on it. Bill got that for me when he went to Palm Springs. So.
Fabulous.
Yes.
A little effeminate bear combo thing going on.
Well.
And
is it supposed to be a bear in drag or something?
Tutu.
Tutu.
Bear in a tutu.
Hey,
and Wolf's got the Bear Element shirt on, and Tim's got nothing.
Yeah, I've got just a plain.
I mean, Coach has nothing.
Wear a jersey.
So
we'll circle back to that. So,
who is this guy?
Spencer.
Spencer from
Attraction Spot.
Attraction Spot. You have a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm, I do, yes.
How many subscribers do you have?
I have just over 150,000.
Wow, that's crazy.
Impressive.
Yeah.
So tell us about your channel a bit. Like how long you've been doing it?
It's mainly a travel channel. I started back in 2006, just kind of doing some random stuff, and then did stuff of my local amusement park, and more people wanted to see some of that because some people had a disability or weren't able to ride the rides or something. So I just kind of started focusing more on travel and then the entertainment industry, and just update people with new and upcoming attractions in the amusement industry. And parks will invite me out to media events to do like coverage of their new ride and have a lot of like point of view perspectives of roller coasters or walkthroughs of haunted attractions and things like that. So, yeah.
Wow. Do you get any recognition for having so many subscribers?
When you reach 100,000, you get a silver play button.
What's that mean?
It's basically it's like the YouTube logo, but it's got the play button, and it's silver, and then it's behind glass, and then on the front of it says congratulations for 100,000 subscribers, and then has the username.
Well, you put it on your wall.
At that time,
Squad goals
was
Squad goals.
wasn't under Attraction Spot. It was Death by Illusion, which didn't really make sense at the time, and it was kind of like
morbid
to work with parks with that kind of name. So like I kind of switched it to sound more professional. And
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me show your little intro video real quick, and then we'll talk more.
Okay.
You got this, Vito.
I got this. Ready? Here we go.
No sound.
Yeah, there's no sound.
You can dub that.
That was it, right?
Yeah, that was it.
That was the intro.
That's
okay.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
Cool.
That's cool. I love it.
Congratulations, Vito. You shared a video.
I did all by
And
myself.
you didn't disconnect yourself.
So, full disclosure, this is the second time we're doing the intro because Vito blew it sharing the screen last time. So everything we just said is the second time we've said it.
I'm pretty. What do you want?
Yeah.
Deja vu.
Thanks, Grandpa. All right. Hey, I have a quick question for you. With the POV, do you have to get permission to take those videos, or is it like better to ask forgiveness and just do it anyway?
Sometimes I have to like get permission, or like sometimes if it's a media event, they'll it's a little bit different, or sometimes they'll have like equipment for the people to use, or especially for the a lot of the media events, they'll do like a rider's cam where it faces you, so it gets basically your reaction on the ride and stuff like that. And then other places I contact their like media department, and then they'll like escort me around sometimes to do like videos. And other places like SeaWorld Entertainment, they're pretty good as long as you have like one of the GoPros with the chest mount and have it strapped to you, and they're okay with that as long as it's like a 3-point harness strap that's hooked to you. So
Have you ever
that isn't gonna like
lost your
fly
camera
off or something.
no, I did ride a ride though where like a guy had his phone in his front pocket, and then it like flew out, and I caught it. But I had
nice.
recording at the time, so.
Oh no!
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That would have been funny. All right, cool.
Now, full
Recently too,
disclosure.
I've been doing stuff with a drone. So I did a new video where it was like an abandoned water park that's here in the Salt Lake area, and did like B-roll drone footage, and did like a whole cinematic video of that. It's pretty cool.
Now with COVID, you're kind of doing other stuff too, right?
Yeah, I do WAG, which is for like on-demand dog walking, boardings, and sittings, and sometimes I'll do Grubhub. But yeah, because like a lot of the places, the parks aren't really open, or they're not really doing like any sort of gatherings for events and things like that.
I mean, aren't you like expanding your
yeah.
thing?
I'm trying to expand to do more than just kind of that too, because there's a lot of before it was just me and a couple of other people, and now there's a lot more channels that are kind of doing this, that can like basically on like last minute just like travel and do stuff, and that gets really hard, or like financially and stuff. So it makes it hard to try to compete with some of the other channels, and especially someone starting out, it's really hard because of how many channels people have now and stuff like that. And
you're doing like, no, I mean like Shoot the Tube here in Utah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have other videos that I do, like I'll do some vlogs and stuff too now, and like I've just kind of like fun like locations to go to. There's the Shoot the Tube in Parley's Canyon, and it's basically when they built the freeway, they had to divert the water down underneath the freeway, so it's this giant tube, and basically they've been doing it for decades. People will take tubes or like the little snow sleds and stuff, and you go up to the top of the river, and you take the tube down through like the couple 100 feet tube down to the bottom of the river. And if the water's not really high though, they have to like block it off to fill it up, and then they open up the tunnel, and then the water comes rushing through, and you'll go down. And
yeah, I did it with him, and he's the point is that during COVID, that he's going to have to be a little bit creative, and maybe get a little bit more local, and some attractions and things that might not be amusement parks. So you're
but just
adjusting.
like I said in general too, though, just because it's getting harder just to do that, I kind of want to also do stuff that's focused on me too, because when you post a point of view of something and there's like 20 other channels that or someone that's already posted it, it's kind of hard to get the views if someone's already gotten the first video out and stuff like that. So I kind of also want to do stuff kind of related to traveling and things that are just kind of focused around me too. So
now, full disclosure, I went to China with him, and we went to all sorts of amusement parks. Not a lot of people have some of that footage, right?
No, not a lot.
So we went to
the Disney
amusement
ones,
park.
they do though, but like some of the smaller parks, they wouldn't be as much. But yeah, like the Disney parks, a lot of people have already gotten footage of all of that and stuff. And
yeah, so we went in and out of Hong Kong. This is 2 summers ago, so before all this happened. It was quite an adventure. It was really amazing.
So I'd imagine like any time that there's a new attraction that opens up, I mean, like that's sort of like, of course, that's what you want to get video of. That's what you want to have up before anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But is there ever, how often is there like other stuff that has been around for a while that you're just like, I need to go and get some footage on this thing? Does that ever happen?
Sometimes they'll do like an anniversary of an attraction or something like that, or they'll change something up, add some elements to it, and I'll do that. Or like they did one here. It was called there's a local amusement park here called Lagoon, and they had Terror Ride, which has been there for years. And then they kind of revamped it and totally like changed some things in it, and it was for their 50th anniversary for the ride. So that was something good to refilm. Also too, when I shot it before, I had to use like night vision because there's a lot of dark scenes, but I have a new camera that does like 406,000 ISO, which makes dark situations look like super bright, and it's like full color and everything. So it, yeah.
Nice. So there may not be some opportunities for some new content, but you could probably get some old content and make it new again, huh?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things too, like, because I mainly focus on like the point of views, but there's a lot of places where I just didn't have time to do like some like off-ride footage where people could see what it kind of looks like from an off-ride perspective. And so that's a lot something I can kind of focus on and stuff too. So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know for me, when I'm on a roller coaster, I like to go and watch it before I ride it and after I ride it, because I'll see things that you don't see when you're on it. You know,
yeah.
Like, I thought, that's what we were doing at that point. Oh, okay.
And then for some rides too, like It's a Small World. I have a couple of videos of that, but like, it's hard to try to capture everything at once. And you're like panning the camera around, and sometimes like the person watching may want to just look around themselves. So I used a 360 camera. So they basically they can either use their phone or VR headset and like look around, or touch the screen and move it to where they want to look while they're seeing the point of view.
So how do you subscribe to your channel? Just go to
just youtube.com/attraction spot.
Attraction Spot, all together,
Yeah,
one word.
All one word.
Okay.
Or if you just search Attraction Spot on YouTube as all one word.
I assume you're selling those T-shirts.
I am, yeah. And I have like socks and sweatpants and a bunch of other things.
Oh wow!
Nice.
So what do you have coming up? What's your COVID quarantine next project that you're working on?
Well, I did recently with I went with Vito. We did shoot the tube. I need to like edit some of that stuff, but I kind of need to go more and get some more footage for like some B-roll and stuff like that. And I just like I said, I recently, like a few days ago, released the footage of the abandoned water park, and it wasn't anything because of COVID. It's just another company bought it out. It used to be Raging Waters, and then a local company here has another location that they bought it, and they kind of didn't upkeep it and kind of ran it down. So it just they never fixed things up, and then another company was supposed to buy it, but they never they backed out of the deal because there was a lot of stuff that they realized that they had to spend a lot more money on than what they really needed to. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Check it out. Hey, have you seen the kind of weird segue? Have you seen the show Hannah on, I think it's Netflix or is it Amazon? The series. Did you ever see the original movie?
You said Anna?
Hannah.
Oh, Hannah.
Hanna. Okay. Well, the movie is part of it's filmed in an abandoned amusement park in Berlin. So
wow, okay.
you might want to check that out, and see if you any parallels between your exploration with your, because you said you used the drone.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I know that for Jurassic World they used the abandoned Six Flags New Orleans, and they just kind of fixed it up and everything. And I'm sure there's a lot of CGI, but.
Want to see a little bit of his handiwork on that last project?
Sure.
Go for it.
Let's see it.
Go. See where the little line.
Oh my God, you're doing so well, Vito.
See the line on the bar? There's a mark in it. So go over. Keep going. Right there.
Okay.
What are you doing, Vito?
Right now. Just a minute.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice music too.
Not that
You have to pay for that?
Hear it.
Yeah.
No, I use It's part of like No Copyright Sounds. So there's a channel where they will find like artists that release their stuff as like royalty free, because originally they had a gaming channel and they wanted to have music that they didn't have to pay like for licensing for. Sometimes I do pay for licensing for certain songs, but I use a lot of stuff from that because it's I like a lot of EDM and like kind of upbeat music and stuff like that. And
oh, I just remembered something interesting. How many millions hits do you have on that Jurassic Park video?
it's probably over like it's like 13 or 14 million now. It's the most viewed Jurassic Park video.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately, though, because like later on it got flagged because of the John Williams music, so I wasn't able to no longer make money on it. I don't know if that will change because they're in talks about having where you can pay like a monthly subscription and use licensed music on your channel and still monetize your video and stuff like that. So
oh my goodness, if they do that, you could start making money from it again.
maybe if as long as they well, it's part of Universal Music Group, I think. So as long as they're part of that, then yeah, that probably would work.
Wow. Okay, so we're gonna start some other topics, right, Clay? It's time.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good time.
And you, Spencer, are welcome to turn into an element for the rest of the episode.
Okay.
And just chime in, okay?
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks, Spencer. So next up we have current topics. That's anything you guys want to talk about. I know for me, I want to talk about the unseasonably hot and humid weather here in the Bay Area. And we had lightning and thunderstorms. Like woke me up in the middle of the night. I'm like, what the fuck? Is this the Midwest? What's going on? So, but yeah, we don't. For those of you not from the Bay Area, we don't normally get lightning and thunder any time of the year, but especially not in August. So it's been kind of crazy.
Right.
Wulf, what's it like up in Seattle?
I'm in Portland, not Seattle.
Like I said, what's it like in Portland?
It's been 100. It's been 100 degrees Fahrenheit both today and yesterday. Today's a Sunday. We usually report on Sundays. What we noticed from yesterday is that everyone was out in the morning doing chores, like grabbing coffee and whatnot. And then in the afternoon, it's just like dead quiet because everyone's indoors, just trying to stay out of the sun.
That's Palm Springs right there in a nutshell. In the
I've
summer.
been in Palm Springs when it's 115. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so Tim, you are in San Jose. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. The apple is melting.
We've cooled down here.
Oh, I want to do it too. You want to do it, Spencer?
Yeah. So, Clay, you're only about 60 miles from me, and that's a pretty big.
See it.
Well, and what's funny is that we were down to like 79 an hour ago. It cooled off substantially. So, but no, Spencer, that's normal for you, right?
95. Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Yeah. So.
I think like Friday evening, it was around like 5 or 6 o'clock that the power went out here. Now I've got a Tesla Powerwall, so I can still function, but with running the air conditioning, it would only last maybe a few hours if I ran AC. So I had to shut that off, and it was like I said, it was like 105 degrees. But I think what happened like around 5 or 6 o'clock, that's about the time that the sun goes down far enough that nobody's solar panels are generating electricity anymore and starting to draw from the grid to power everybody's air conditioning. So yeah, it's just the power went out for like 3 hours, but I've got other friends in the area. My friend Debbie is actually hanging out over here right now in my air conditioning because she's been without power since 8 o'clock last night. So and she's got some friends that have been out for a couple days in 100 plus heat.
Yeah, we had the air conditioning go out, and the temperature just went crazy hot.
Was it your AC unit that went out, or the power?
The forecast, and didn't you say, Vito, like here, like up until like November or December, it's still supposed to be pretty warm, which is really unusual.
It was almost like Groundhog Day. They did on the Weather Channel. They did like a fall prediction it's going to be hot all the way through November, more than usual. So it's like, oh, so it's kind of like the Groundhog Day without the groundhog prediction for the fall.
It's a good thing that global warming's a myth, right, guys?
Yes, no such thing. No such thing.
Climate change.
Yeah.
Well, and when I lived in Hawaii, the temperature was pretty nominal most of the time, but the difference was whether or not the trade winds were blowing. And when the trade winds would stop and it would get still, people would lose their minds. And apparently someone lost their mind in San Jose with their razor. You want to talk about that, Coach?
Good segue.
That's brilliant.
Good segue. No, well, the last time I'd given myself a haircut, I had gone this short and left my beard the way that it was. Went this short back in like the middle of May. So it was long enough. It's like, I need to do something about it now, so I'm just going to cut it off. Like, I've never done anything else other than a beard for a really long time. And just, it was getting a little long and unruly. It had been over a year since I'd really done anything serious with the beard. So I'm just like, fine, screw it. I'm just going to go with a mustache. I've never done it. And I'm not really sold on it.
Yeah, you're handsome, but I do love beards.
Yeah.
I do love beards. Some kind of facial hair. So a mustache is some kind of facial hair, right? But,
yeah, so yeah, the double chin, I've never really had the double chin before, because the last time I've seen like this part of my face has been probably since like 2007.
Well, I don't know if you remember when we first started recording again, I had trimmed off all my facial hair and it was just starting to grow back. So I know the feeling, every once in a while you're just like, oh, what does this look like? Oh shit. And, you just have to wait it out.
yeah.
I will say your beard is looking very good, Clay.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
It's looking
I finally have resigned myself to the silver on the side because there's enough silver in here now. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll let it grow, see what happens.
I'm all about the salt and pepper beard.
Are you?
Yeah. I wish I had more salt and pepper. I'm not going to dye it anymore, though. I'm done with that until the next time I do it, I guess.
Right.
Well, other than being a grumpy old man and complaining about the weather, other current topics.
Wait, I thought Vito had a story about when he was Amish.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are we talking about that right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the Fault Line Bar years ago in LA, and they also had fetish parties called Clippers, but this was actually in the bar itself. And I sat down to get a haircut. I don't know where it came from. The guy pinned me down with his knee and just shaved off my mustache. So I was like Amish guy. And I didn't ask for it. I had a party that I was putting on in Long Beach. So I just had to deal with it, but I didn't like it. So I've never done it again. But I didn't like the look. It didn't look good. I mean, some people actually, I think it does look good, but not me. No.
Did anybody
How quickly
tell you that they really, really liked it? Like, were you a fetish? Was it a fetish attraction for somebody, that you didn't realize it would be?
Not that I remember. But my mustache, everything actually grows really slow, but the mustache grows really slow. So
now,
it took a long time. Huh?
Did you already have experience with a horse-drawn cart, or did you need to learn?
No. I used to be able to ride horses. I think I'm a little too big right now.
Well, that's why you have the cart.
Maybe a Clydesdale, I think, can handle me.
Okay.
Big, strong draft horse.
Exactly. But I wanted to ask Wulf a question.
Okay.
Isn't there a whole other fetish about beards that are unruly and unkept? Almost like a separate thing associated with bears. No, have you heard of that?
I am so drawing a blank. I know people who grow their beards out long, and then they go to these contests where they style them up into these interesting, like swirls and patterns with their beards. I don't know about unkempt beards.
All right.
Is it a specific word that you're looking for, like a name of it?
I just thought that was a thing. You know, it's like, is this a thing? I think it's a
well,
thing.
I'm sure it's a
like
thing.
An unkept beard, not trimmed nicely, is like a separate fetish.
I think a lot of those ones that are really bushy and like they don't look. I don't know. I guess they're not. I don't know if they're unkept or not, but I think that looks kind
of. There's definitely people that are into unruly, you know, disheveled looking beards, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a hanky code for it, but
yeah, well, if anybody knows, put it in the comments, please.
Yes.
All right, Clay, go ahead.
Oh, well, you know, we're kind of segueing from current topics into our next topic, which is going to be unusual attractions. I know that I remember one time I was working, when I first moved to San Francisco, I was working in a building that used to be just like a warehouse. And it was, you know, big, thick masonry walls. And we probably would have died if there was an earthquake. And there was only one set of windows in the front of the building, and the ventilation was really terrible. And we were having a heat wave, not too dissimilar to right now. And I just was miserable. It was hot and stuffy, and, you know, my job sucked, and, you know, everything was gross. And so I remember I got home from work and I, you know, just put my clothes off in a corner of the room, you know, and I was just trying to stay cool, you know, wearing my underwear, and I couldn't get comfortable and didn't sleep well. And the next morning I just got up and I put the old clothes on from the day before and went to work, and it was just like, you know, why bother? I'm not even taking a shower. And on the way home from work, I stopped off at the Safeway on Market Street and was kind of embarrassed about how disgusting I was. And I had all these guys hitting on me. And I'm like, you people are gross. You're disgusting. What's wrong with you? You know.
So you're saying the smell?
I stunk. I used to have hair back then. It was all jacked up and everything. It just looked like crap. And it was the funniest thing. I felt totally repulsive, and I had all these people hitting on me. I was like,
maybe the pheromones, maybe?
I don't know.
A lot of people, there's people that are into the whole smells and like people not showering for a couple days or something.
Yes. It reminded me, I have a lot of female friends, that, especially in college, they would say that, you know, during finals week when they didn't care and they're just wearing a sweatshirt and they had their hair pulled back in a ponytail, they'd have guys hitting on them. And I was like, well, you're more approachable. You know, you're not all pretentious and made up, you know, and you know, and I could see that. I mean, but the girls didn't stink like I did. I mean,
you forgot to put your makeup on. That's what
I was right.
You're more natural.
Disheveled. But anyway, you know, there's someone for everyone.
Yeah. A day of rape I can go for. 2 days, maybe. No.
I came home and told my boyfriend, I said, all these guys are hitting on me. He's like, well, they can have you. You either get in the shower or go back to the Safeway. But, you know, this isn't working.
Take your pick.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Figure it out and let me know.
Right.
Are we talking about stinky people? You want to talk about stinky people?
I don't know. I'm just still feeling so weird about this mustache.
There you go.
Well, maybe you'll find someone that has a mustache fetish.
There you go. You're going to attract a whole other different type of person, Tim. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I mean, because I posted photos of like the different stages of this, from before I started to a photo with, you know, this shave, full beard, then trimmed beard, then goatee, and then the mustache. So it's like, you know, sequences that I posted up, and
cool.
I've been surprised by the number of people. It's like, oh my God, that mustache looks really good. And I'm like, not seeing it. Sorry. No. But anyway.
I couldn't grow facial hair until my early 30s. And I remember the first time I had a goatee, I thought, well, I'll try changing it up. And I shaved off the goatee and I just had the mustache, and I looked in the mirror and I saw my biological father, who was a total horrible person. And literally, I don't know how to cut my lip off. I just take the razor and I was just, you know,
wow.
Like, and it was just like a cheap Bic razor, you know. I was lucky I had a lip left, and I just really just chopped it off. I was freaked me out to see that.
Triggered. You got triggered.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was. So.
I look like a big baby. I've got a picture of it somewhere. I'll post it if I find it.
Clean
without
shaven?
the facial hair. Yeah, in San Francisco when I got laid off, I thought, oh, maybe the facial hair, maybe I should go without it. No.
Who is that person?
Not good. Not good.
At some point, the beard becomes your identity. So when you lose the beard, it's wow.
Absolutely.
Samson cutting his hair.
Anybody else have any experiences with unusual attractions or fetishy things?
I wouldn't necessarily say it. I've noticed I have like I have a thing for hands. Just like, you know, good look. Like, you know, there's something about a masculine hand that I'm just go on.
Hand model.
Keep doing that.
No, I'm
this
just
is gonna
very
be like-
interested in what you're saying.
Right. No, it's like it's a thing. Like, you know, if somebody has nice hands, I'll be like, you know,
I have a little bit of a foot fetish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
it's a good one.
I really like it when a guy has dark hair that comes down over here. That always catches my eye.
Oh my
really?
God.
Yeah.
Do you guys know? I think we've talked about him before. Paul Wiley,
Yeah.
tattoo artist, lives in Spain. Used to live in San Francisco. But shortly after COVID started, he did this video that it's a slow-mo of him, like close-up of him just like washing his hands, and he's got the hairiest fucking hands, and he's got like, you know, he's got like these like disco lights that he's put on with it too, and it's like this real slow jam music and everything. So we're gonna have to find a link to put it up there, because like it's like it's porn. It's just him
It's
washing
hand
his
porn.
hands, but it's just like, holy fuck, dude, just fucking get me off.
Well, I was thinking about that, how I can spot somebody and figure out how hairy they are by the amount of hair they have on their arms, right? You can see, and then if they're just a monster. If they've got, like yesterday in the grocery store, I saw this guy and it was just like hair, like long hair right here on this part of the arm. You just know they're a giant hairball. Yeah.
Sasquatch.
Yeah. If it's coming on that part of the arm, you know they're just hairy as
Yeah, not so much.
So Tim, that video you're talking about, is that part of that ASMR movement where people get
No.
So that wasn't his intention.
No, because there's no sound to
ASMR?
it or anything like that.
So
So
ASMR is
there's music to it, but there's no sound of him, like, you know, the super high sensitive microphones where you hear like that.
So ASMR is called Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, and there are videos where people have very intense, like euphoric responses to, like the sound of washing your hands, or you know, I'm not into it, so I don't know that much about it, but there's all these different things, and so like crinkling, you know, some people like the sound of crinkling or whatever. You know, it's I thought maybe it's the same thing.
There's actually a video I just saw earlier in the week. A friend of mine sent it to me. I can't remember her name, but she has her own YouTube channel. Actually, I think it's on Facebook. And what it is, she has a super high sensitivity microphone, and she'll have like a theme for the week. The one that I watched, like her theme was watermelon. So she had like all this food that either tasted like watermelon or was made to look like watermelon. And anytime she talks, it'll blow out your fucking eardrums, because the microphone is that fucking sensitive. So like, you know, she brings up her glass and she's like, she has these acrylic nails and she's like, you know, on the glass, and it's like the sound of it just like sends that shiver down your fucking spine and like makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up and everything. So it's really sort of interesting stuff, but it's like, it's a form of therapy for some people.
Interesting.
You know, yeah, just like to just sort of dive into that really sort of sense of discomfort of that shiver that it sends through your body. and just sort of, embrace that for a while. It's supposed to be, cathartic.
There was a channel, or a girl that was doing that on YouTube, and she was kind of fighting back against her channel because, like, I don't know if it was the community watching her videos or YouTuber themselves that demonetized her because they were saying that her videos were sexual because of the ASMR. But she wasn't doing anything sexual. It's just because I guess maybe people thought there's like people that maybe have a fetish for that or something. I don't know. But so she was trying to get her monetization back on her channel, but
because I know that some of them were like about haircuts and scalp massages, and I know I hated getting my haircut as a kid because I didn't want my hair to be short, but I love the feeling. So I could kind of relate to that. That would be kind of cool to watch somebody get their hair massaged, and it would be very tactile and sensual, but it wouldn't be sexual. So.
Well, I can't find Paul's.
Paul, why
I can't find his hand washing tattoo. But.
When you keep your head really short on the back, do you get like something that kind of shoots up your body if someone tries to like rub the back where it's like very short?
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite. Like 2 days after a buzz cut, and you feel that the short hairs they're super sensitive. That's really cool. I like that.
I'm looking for one of these videos. Oh, here. Her name is Honeybee. HUNNIBEE.
That one or two E's?
Two E's.
Two E's.
Here. We'll post the link.
Okay.
But it's just her, like, I don't know if you can hear that at all.
A little bit.
That's crazy.
For that theme for the watermelon, did she do her nails like watermelon color or like have like the seeds on the nails or anything?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
They are pink.
Oh, okay.
We'll post the link. It's really disturbing in some ways. Anyway,
Okay, well,
I'm sure we have like a show to get to. Are we doing a show?
Well, I mean, that's part of the topic of unusual attractions and things like that. So
there's another thing it's not. I don't know if it's necessarily ASMR where the people do the smash their face in bread, and it's some people have a fetish for that too, or something, or like
Cake farts. No.
What?
Oh, cake farts? No.
No. It's like
Who?
they have a loaf of bread on the table, and then they take their face and they smash their face into the bread, and it's like something satisfying that people like to watch, or some people kind of get turned on by.
I've seen that. Yeah.
There's a thing about women sitting on a cake and then farting. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, cake farter.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think we're getting monetized, are we, Spencer? Not with our topics.
Perfectly good waste of a cake.
Monetization.
Say it again.
You can have limited monetization because there's different settings you can check off, like what kind of like stuff is you're talking about in the video, and like there can be some, but it may not get, because when you do the Google AdWords, if a company does it, they can say that they only want it for like family friendly stuff or like kind of mid-range, or if they don't care what video it is, then they can mark that one too, and those ones would be the one. And
okay, well there is hope. There's hope. There's hope.
I remember in college we had an overripe persimmon and we weren't sure how to eat it, and it was sitting on the table, and so I literally was like, oh, I know, and I just smashed my face in it and just started and it came up and it was just covered with persimmon. My roommates, I think one of them almost died. They were laughing so hard.
Video. Gotta take video.
Spontaneous, whatever. But,
and now you're gonna cake fart.
I'm gonna gingerly Google that later. And,
it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
There are a lot of things out there.
It could have changed, but it was like cakefarter.com or something.
Actually, I think when I was scrolling,
yes, trying to traumatize you.
I think I saw like somebody had retweeted that when I was going through porn on Twitter the other day. It's like, I don't need to see this. I need to see this.
Something for
I
everybody.
mean, even for the what the fuck factor, I didn't need to see it.
Speaking of scrolling through porn, every once in a while I'll be like, why do you think that that's what I would be interested in? These things that pop up, like based on my very, limited vanilla things that I click on, pretty basic stuff. Every once in a while something will come up and I'll be like, okay, algorithm, no. Stop.
Bad algorithm, bad.
Bad algorithm. Anyway.
I've gone in and stopped a bunch of that, but stuff still pops up that I've visited before, even though I've gone in and changed settings. So.
Well, there's some really weird twisted shit that pops up for Wish and their stuff. I blocked all their stuff.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, how do you there's this this one thing that I keep seeing pop up. It's basically like for somebody without a penis to stuff the front of their underwear so it looks like they have a penis bulge. And it's like I don't know how they get away with advertising it the way that they're advertising it, because if somebody posted a photo on their own private wall, it would be removed. With what
you mean
showing.
Where they leave the comments on how the product was?
No, just like for the ads, right? You're talking about?
Yeah.
Well, you've searched something like that before, so they have sent it to you.
But the point, never mind. We can move on.
Okay. All right. Well, any other current topics, unusual attractions, fantasy things you want to talk about before we move on to our next topic? I'll take that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right.
Got nothing.
So this is a topic that I originally was going to bring up a while back for a different reason, and it's comparing the experience of COVID-19 with HIV. And originally, I didn't really think there was much of a connection. I saw these articles and I was like, these are completely different things here. And then over time, I started, realize that, there are people that have COVID-19 infections who are being isolated, treated with suspicion and they're being very
ostracized.
Ostracized. That's the word I was looking for. And then there are people in communities that are being identified with it. So there's this huge backlash against Asian Americans, which, because the virus originated in China.
That's not the reason.
Well, that's part of it. And then more recently, it occurred to me quite angrily that, if HIV had originated in a male heterosexual community rather than in the gay community, I wonder what all of the stuff that we went through as a community would have been like for them, because basically nowadays, people that are politicizing masks are basically saying it's my right to infect you. And if you don't want to deal with that, that's too fucking bad. I don't care about your feelings.
Well, there'd be a vaccine, don't you think? If it would have infected, yeah, with all the entire world going nuts on it, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think because I think we would have had a vaccine by now.
Well,
okay.
For HIV,
and it being that could be a technical thing, that being a retrovirus versus a coronavirus.
Yeah, mutating stuff.
But I just, I feel very bitter about how the gay community was treated with HIV compared to what's going on with COVID. The actual victims are being treated like shit, but the people that are playing victim because they have to wear a mask, oh my God, out in public, are, they're the ones getting all the press, and I have a very bad taste in my mouth around this whole thing.
Oh, this
I can understand that.
My mom hates it when I do this. Trump. It can all be traced back to Trump.
Except that
Trump isn't. Fart on a cake. or something.
But Trump
mom
didn't
hates it when I
originate
fart
any
on
of this.
cake.
He's a symptom of a greater problem in this country.
Yes, but you could go back and you go like, okay, it's because he mentioned, about the Asian people. He just, yeah, of course, came from China, but now it's got
The
this extra
so-called
attention.
China flu.
Yeah,
Well,
the words that he uses, and then Tim, what do you think?
Yeah. No, I was just going to say it essentially does all stem from Trump, because if Trump just came out and said, we really need people to wear masks and take this seriously, people would shut the fuck up about it and do it. But because he's not saying that, people are like, no, my rights.
My freedom.
Yeah, it's because he's empowered that fringe element of no tolerant, intolerant people.
Well, I'm gonna make an assumption here. Spencer, you're probably the youngest person in our group today.
Mm-hmm.
And you've never lived in a world where there wasn't HIV. You have no recollection of a world without it.
Mm-hmm.
Does any of this resonate with you? Do you see any connections between the two? Like an old fart like me does?
I don't know. I can see some similarities, but it's just that I don't know, because it may be a little different too, because it's as a whole, like of different groups of people instead of just with the gay community. But other than that, like there is some things that are like that could be similar to it, but
yeah.
I was just curious. I don't know if that was a function of my geriatric condition.
Speak for yourself.
But sometimes people too, they can't they can't have it either way. There's people that are like getting mad at people for wearing masks because they're like, oh, you freak people out or something, or people that get mad at people for not wearing masks. So I mean, like, what are you supposed to do? But
yeah, the people that make me wearing a mask about them.
Right.
Yeah. No shoes, no shirt, no service.
Yeah, and see, the thing that kind of drives me crazy is places say masks are required. Like if you go to like 7-Eleven or something, and people will still go in and they'll still serve them. Which I mean, if they're trying to enforce that, they shouldn't allow them to come in and get something, whatever, if they're not following what they're trying to enforce. Or I guess they're really not enforcing it. But
confrontation isn't fun.
Right. Yeah, at the same time, it's like, especially a clerk at a 7-Eleven, nobody's paying them to be a security guard and tell people they can't come in.
Yeah.
IKEA guy told me to put my mask back on. He didn't have any problem with it.
IKEA is a lot different from 7-Eleven as far as like, what they're set up for and like have the manpower to be able to enforce. And I think it was it Iowa that just this past week, previously it was just a misdemeanor for personal assault, but for retail workers who are enforcing mask rules, they've made it a felony to assault them now. I think I think that was Iowa.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah, so it was a big enough problem that people were getting assaulted that they had to make it a felony.
Yeah, I think at the stores too, like the plexiglass and stuff. The workers should have had those even before this, just because they go through a lot. And
bunch of people breathing on you all day.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I was doing all the stuff before with not touching the cart at the grocery store and putting my hands and not touching doorknobs. I've been doing that for a long time. The only thing different is the mask. That's the only thing I didn't do.
Guys, I wear nitrile gloves to the store.
You do?
I wear gloves to the store. It's like I've got them. I'm gonna wear them. I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah, there's this thing too. I've seen this before.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
helper.
I need to drop off quickly for a second. I'm having technical issues over here.
Okay, Wulf. Well, come on back.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Don't worry. I just need to switch computers. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But it's made of brass, so it doesn't collect bacteria. So you can use it to open doors or press the keypads on like your like the card readers for like paying for something. And
all right, everybody hide while Wolfie's switching computers.
Right.
He's frozen.
Like we're all frozen.
Here, I'll put a photo of myself up.
Oh, cute.
Oh,
How are we doing for time, Clay?
We're doing good. We're about halfway through. Or no, we're more than that. We're coming up on wrapping up actually. We have about another 10 minutes. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right.
Well,
what other topics do we have?
Well, our
Or
spare
should we just
topics-
come up something completely outlandish to be talking about when Wolfie gets back on?
No, I like the your favorite COVID purchases, something that you wouldn't have purchased if you weren't under quarantine.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And that was your topic, Coach, right?
Was.
Do you remember,
Well,
do you remember what your favorite
So
is?
what have you bought, Mr. Tim?
well, in the last few weeks, I mentioned it last episode that I had bought a Nintendo Switch.
Okay, cool.
Because I didn't really have a game console like that for, a couple decades, I think. So, yeah, I've been indoctrinated into the mindlessness of Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Cool.
New Horizon, I think.
That's the family safe answer. So we're gonna leave it at the family safe answer for this episode.
Now that doesn't
Did
have
you buy
anything to do with a
Did you
store,
buy
right?
a prosthetic hand so you have an extra one?
The Apple Store or the Play Store does it?
No, that's
What's
what.
the what?
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to
Nintendo.
do with the Play Store or the Apple Store.
No, it's
No.
through Nintendo, so they have their own.
Nintendo. Okay. Because I know there's a problem with what is it?
Fortnite.
Fortnite. That company
Oh.
is so strong now. They're fighting Apple's their 30%
Apple
cut.
takes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, not dealing with that at all. So yeah, Google and Apple took Epic Games their game Fortnite out of their stores because they had implemented direct payments. So
Right. Yeah. So we'll that's about all we'll talk about that.
we'll
But
see what happens. I don't play Fortnite.
So, Wolfie, while you're gone, we switched to the what's your favorite COVID purchase? Something you wouldn't have gotten before the quarantine?
Oh, I can
You said
definitely.
you went to get yours. What is it?
Yes, and I left it on the desk, which I was just at. So, give me a moment, please.
Okay. All right. Well, while Wolfie's dealing with that, what about you, Vito? Have you purchased anything during the quarantine shutdown that you wouldn't have before?
I don't know if I wouldn't have done it before, but no, I've always wanted like a massive television. So
Okay.
I got an 83-inch television.
Jesus Christ.
And was
Oh,
it
there
like
you go.
$400 because they're so cheap now?
Yeah, I mean you can buy. We'll just use Walmart for example. Walking through Walmart, you can get a 65 for what, 500.
Wow.
But
All
there's
right,
some
what
kind
is
of
your mask, Wolf?
Oh yeah,
Hmm?
Ah, look
there
at
you
that.
go.
Hello.
That's awesome.
Is that a dragon or an alligator or what is
No.
it? Or a dog?
It's
No, it's-
Gabumon from Digimon.
Ah, there you go.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, a friend
Spencer
of mine
should know
makes
about
these.
that.
That's cute.
That's cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh well, I didn't bring mine. I just got 2 new ones. I got a mustache, a white mustache with curly. I get a lot of good comments on that one.
Oh, cool.
A lot of good comments on that one.
What about you,
White.
Spencer? Is there anything you've purchased during the quarantine that you wouldn't have treated yourself to before?
Not really. But just like I think just more like masks or hand sanitizer and stuff, just stuff to kind of like when going out to the store. I
I'm gonna
wouldn't
get the dog.
have that or
Cool.
yeah.
Well, I think I talked about this before, but this insulated thing, this Bubba, is one of the best things ever because I've been drinking so much water, and it'll keep your water cool like for a whole day. It's
Oh,
crazy.
okay. Is that comparable to like the Yeti mug?
I haven't seen a Yeti mug in action, but yeah, based on what I've heard, they're pretty
okay.
comparable.
I love my Yeti mugs.
We got a Yeti cooler as a gift, a very nice gift. And we
Oh.
brought it camping. We still had ice in it when we got home. And we went camping for
Wow, it works
5
that
days.
well.
Oh yeah.
Phew.
Yeah,
No,
I
we
have
didn't have that.
the dog bowl that keeps the water cool and stuff.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
Well,
Oh,
the Yeti mugs are actually dishwasher safe. A lot of those insulated mugs are not.
Bubba is, and they have them at
Yeah.
Target and Amazon, of course.
I never invest in those things because I always lose them.
But you do like
What,
your
are you going someplace now?
you like your metal
Yeah.
straw though.
Say it again, Spencer.
I said you liked your metal straw though.
Oh yeah. Did I talk about the soda places here in Utah? No.
No.
They have drive-through soda places that just it must be because of the Mormon thing, that all they do is soda concoctions. So you get in your car and you drive through and you order, hey, yeah, I'd like a supercalifragilistic.
Oh, that's just Sonic.
No.
Sonic.
Supercalifragilistic. And then it's like Dr. Pepper and soda and grenadine and they, some of them have metal straws. And I've discovered that with the metal straw that every sip is ice cold.
Oh, cool.
And it's awesome. It's probably not new for most people.
That's
Right.
kind of interesting. Well, we
It's
are
not
about
just
to,
about saving turtles.
we're about to
Right,
wrap up. Who wants to start Backscratches?
Oh, we didn't warn Spencer about Backscratches.
Oh, well, okay. Well, by the time it gets to him, he'll have something. I'll start with backscratching Spencer for coming on the show today. Appreciate it. I just find the YouTube stuff fascinating, and he's into it. There you go.
All right.
Right on.
Who's next?
What about you, Coach? What do you got?
I'd like to backscratch my mustache and my whistle. And my friends, Nick and Deal and Chris, who I hung out with on their patio last night, just had some beers and nice to spend some time amongst friends. Yeah, well, keep it short and sweet this week.
What do you got, Wulf?
Oh, you guys and Spencer.
Thank you. Friend David and Zach. David came over a few days ago. We played board games. I'd like to give a big back scratch to him and his partner. And I'd also like to give a back scratch to my friend Dave, who I went to my first restaurant in months with them down in Salem, Oregon.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Socially distant, of course.
Did you eat indoors or were you out on a patio?
I ate indoors. They had things spaced out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Well, for me, I wasn't here in the last recording. Miserable allergies / summer cold / just feeling like crap mentally. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm fed up with my fellow man right now. It's like I never in my life would have thought that my U.S. passport would be virtually useless, and feeling kind of trapped and a lot of anxiety about the upcoming election. So big back scratch to you guys for allowing me to take a pass on the last recording, and friends that I was supposed to meet up with. They're just like, hey, self-care. We get it. Take care of yourself. And my partner Bill, taking care of me because it's been a rough month. I went into this whole thing very positive and enthusiastic, and like, we can do this. And then as I've seen, our state just go to hell in a handbasket because of people wanting to talk about their rights without talking about their responsibilities. It's been a bitter pill to swallow. So
You're a sensitive soul, Mr. Clay.
Afraid so. But anyway, thanks for everybody that puts up with me. And that brings us to our guest, Spencer's. Traditionally, we give a little back scratch out to anybody that we want to like a shout out. Is there anybody that you care to?
Just everyone here and on being on the show. It was fun, and there's not really a whole lot to do during this time, so it was kind of fun to just pass the time and have conversations with people and interact.
It's good.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to checking
Nice
out
to get to know you a little.
your YouTube channel because I love me roller coasters. So.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
There you go.
Be nice when we can-
100,526 subscribers.
Yeah. It'll be nice when we can get back into an amusement park.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting here. They have the one open here, but they've got like regulations where they've got hand sanitizers everywhere. And then instead of 6 feet social distancing, they have markers for 8 feet. So it's like different.
That's
They're
good.
forcing wearing masks and everything too. So.
Oh, did
wow.
you guys see the meme about the Japanese amusement park that they said they didn't want people spreading COVID when they're screaming on the roller coaster? So they said something like, please scream on the inside. They're like, yeah, that's basically how we feel.
Right. Yeah. The translation for it was scream within your heart or something.
That's right. That's what it was. That's
Really?
funny.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It was like scream within your heart or scream within your soul or something.
Visit us at bearelement.com.